I went to the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in New York this weekend and I got to play a ton of Mario Kart World. We're gonna talk about that today. I'm gonna tell you everything that I know about the game, everything that I think about how this game plays, how it runs, the modes, all that good stuff. And at the end, we're gonna talk about if this game is actually worth $80 or not. All right, so let's jump right in. If you don't know anything about Mario Kart World, let me just kind of explain to you what this is. This is not like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is completely different. Other than the fact that we're still on go-karts, this is set up completely different. It's open world, so all the tracks are connected, and even the cups, the races, where you do like 4 races in a row, the old style cups, those are also connected. So instead of racing one race and then going back to a loading screen and then going back into a race and starting from a stop, the way you do it here is you start from a stop the first time, and then you go, you run the track, and then they show you the leaderboard, then you go right back in, and you're in a rolling start, and you just keep going, and there's a big road that takes you to the next track, and then as you're going on that road, that's part of the race, you get to the track, you race that track, and then it does the same thing over. It shows you the leaderboard, then you're right back in. So the action really does not stop when it comes to the racing and the action. So in that sense, it's a whole lot more engaging. There's no waiting on a planet when you're doing online with friends. You're in the open world doing whatever you want to do while you're waiting on friends. That's a huge bonus. I know a lot of times when we used to stream this game or we'd play in the Discord, we'd be waiting on people and it's just a bare bones screen of a bunch of me's standing on top of a world talking about using motion controls or how they're a little worried. This is way better. You can go do whatever you want. And I want to talk about the open world of this a little bit too, because that is something I did try to explore while I had a chance before we played the knockout mode. We'll get to that in a second. But I did try to explore around the world and just see what I could find. There's a good bit of stuff around the world, but from what I'm seeing and what I've heard Nintendo say now online, I think there's a lot more there than we know of right now. That is something I want to talk about very quickly. Nintendo did go on the record saying that we have not seen all of Mario Kart World yet. There is a direct, I believe it's on the 17th of this month. We are going to see a whole lot more of this game. I'm guessing there's a lot more modes, and I'm guessing there's probably a lot of stuff in these demos that they have been showing on treehouses and letting people play at the Switch 2 experiences. I'm guessing there's some stuff missing. It looks like there's some stuff missing, honestly. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a ton more to this game. That is something we're gonna have to wait for until the 17th, I think that's when it is, to see what else they give us. I do believe there's gonna be more, but what I played so far was amazing. As I said, the cups, I got to play on a TV. It was a nice 4K monitor. The first time I played, it was split screen. So I had a partner with me. We stood up there. We had the Joy-Con grip. We got to play against each other, against a bunch of computers. I think it was 100cc, so it was a little slow. But I want to talk about the kart mechanics a little bit because I feel like these are very different from what it is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's also kind of the same. The karts just feel different. They feel like they have more weight. And I know the animations are completely different. They really went above and beyond with the animations and the way things look on screen. But I feel like the kart itself handles different. It's like, it has more weight. I don't really know how to explain it the way that I'm thinking in my head, but once you play it, you'll understand what I mean. They just move more freely, and when you make a turn, it just means more. I don't know if I'm explaining that right at all, but they feel really good. You can tell this is the next step of evolution in Mario Kart. It's not just the same old like it was with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is definitely a step forward. So I really like that. I did see some of the new items. One of them was just a question block where you can just jump up and get a bunch of coins. I think that's all it does. One of them was the hammer throw. You could just throw a bunch of hammers at people. There was another one that was a gold shell, and when you threw the gold shell out, it made a line of coins, but it just went forever. I don't know if it's something that has like a blue shell type of thing. It didn't hit the first player, so I don't know if it just missed or if it just keeps going like a green shell that gives you coins. But there are a lot more new items to get. All the old ones are back. Some of them tweaked slightly, but I do like what they did with the items. The lightning bolt works differently. It doesn't shrink everyone for different times. It looks like everybody goes down and comes back up at the same time. That used to be different in Mario Kart 8. Whoever was in the lead was shrunk the longest, and it kind of went like that all the way back. It's not like that in this one. You have 24 cars on track this time as well. So when you are in traffic, there is a lot going on. I mean, it is it is mayhem. There's so much going on. There's a lot more cars bunchly tightened up when you're in traffic and stuff, so you can get behind somebody and catch a draft a lot easier because there's just so many people to do it. You can catch a few in a row and really just, you know, get up there without any item or anything like that. There are rails to grind, which are really cool, but you do have to be careful. You can jump right off the edge with these rails. It's if you happen to jump at the wrong time instead of just go around whatever turn it is, you can just fall straight off. I did have that happen to me several times, actually. There are a ton of different characters too. There are way more in this one than there were in the first one. But we don't have the other characters that were added in, like Link, Isabelle, the Splatoon characters. There's none of that stuff. It's all Mario stuff again. I am guessing that there's probably going to be more stuff added in. I think that's another reason why this costs $80. We're gonna get to that at the end. There are a lot of characters to choose from. I was the cow, because as soon as I saw the cow grinding that telephone wire, what they showed us at the direct, that was it. I'm just a cow player from now on. That's all I am. I'm the cow. But another thing they have, and I can see it in the menus, is different versions of the same character. They're wearing different outfits. So it's not like you go to Mario and then choose his outfit. They are actually different Marios and they have different names in the menu. I don't know if that was for just the demo or if that's how it's gonna be, but you can get food and stuff on the tracks, and there's like coins and stuff in the free open world. I don't know if that's how you do it, but the food for sure, you unlock new outfits. Like as you're sitting there in the cart, it does like a Mario Wonder type of thing where things change and then you just come out with a new outfit. I'm guessing at that point it's added to your menu. I think that's how you get them, but I'm not sure if they do anything different. I did play as a different style Mario. I played as Bowser and the cow, but mostly the cow. The cow's the best. Now, as far as the courses go, it looks like they've taken a lot of older courses and taken just the theme of those courses and made their own new thing with these. There aren't really any tracks that are like one for one in old games as of now. It looks like most of them are segmented tracks instead of tracks you go in a circle in, which makes sense being the fact that this is open world and you're driving from track to track. It looks like there is the ability to turn that off, so you will just do one track and then stop and then go to another track. It looks like you're gonna be able to turn that on and off. We haven't seen that for sure yet, but I wanna talk about another mode, the Knockout Tour. This is gonna be the way people wanna play Mario Kart from now on. This was so much fun, especially if you're playing online with a bunch of friends, or if you're playing at home with a bunch of friends. Either way, even if you're playing with a bunch of strangers online, this is the way to play. It is so chaotic and everyone's trying their hardest because the last four get knocked out. As you go to different segments, these races take probably 10 to 15 minutes. You probably have, I think it's 6 or 7 tracks, maybe more. I didn't really get a good count on that, but they just keep going from one to the other. So every time you get through a certain point, you get to a checkpoint and it cuts off the last 4. So you start with 24, then you're down to 4, and I believe it's those 4 who race for the win. At the very end, the guy who was my partner that partnered up with me when we played the split screen, he was actually beside me upstairs when we went up there as well. He was in the lead. I got knocked out in like the 3rd round. He was in the lead for a while. I thought he was gonna take it, but he got Mario Karted and ended up in the back of the 4, I think. But he did make it to the final round. It was interesting to watch, and just hearing everybody in that room screaming and yelling and cheering. It was so much fun, and I know that we're not going to be in a giant room like that playing, but this is definitely something I want to be streaming with you guys. If you guys want to play Mario Kart with me, by the way, there's a Discord down below. We do game nights in there a lot. We're going to be doing more as we go forward, so if you're interested in stuff like that, the link is down there to that. But Knockout mode is definitely my favorite mode so far. Nintendo did say that there are more modes, and we're going to find out about those at the direct. I really want to see what this free roam mode is all about and what is involved in it. I'm wondering if there's a story mode or what's going to happen with this, but there's a lot more that I can see them adding into this, including more characters. I think there may be some to unlock, like not just outfits, but actual characters, because there's characters on the map that we're racing that I didn't see in the menu. So I don't know if those are unlockable or if they're just not there for the demo. We'll have to wait and see on that. I also want to say I did get to play this game split screen, full screen, and handheld mode. It looks and runs amazing on all 3. If you want to see more about the actual Switch 2 itself, I'll have a video at the end of this video that you can watch. I did just post a video on that yesterday. Depending on when you're watching this video, it might be a little bit older, but if you're curious about that, I'll link that at the end. But the big question is this game worth $80? I mean, that is an expensive price. I have not done any videos on the pricing of this game specifically yet. It's been crazy with all the New York stuff and trying to get ready for that. I'm gonna tackle this in another video at some point very soon, probably later this week. $80 is a lot for a game. There are no base games that cost $80, like a standard edition that costs $80 to my knowledge. And this is definitely the first for Nintendo. We had Tears of the Kingdom last time that was $70, which, you know, I can see why that game was $70. It was a lot. Nintendo has spoken and they have said that the reason that this game is $80 is because of the content that is in it, the replayability, and the overall value of what it is. So I don't know. I feel like right now, if this was the game we know right now, no, it's not worth $80. Is it worth $70? I mean, I don't know. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was $60 and it had an incredible amount of characters, tracks, a lot to do in that game. This is adding to that, not as many tracks, but you know, if they do what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe down the road and really add in, you know, more characters, more tracks, you know, expand the world maybe new modes, and keep actually doing this kind of like a live service style game and not charging us for it, I can see this being a justified $80. But I do need to see more before I say this is worth $80 or not. Is it a good game? Absolutely. Is it something you should try to get with the Switch bundled in? Yes, absolutely, because you're gonna get a deal on the game. We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see what they add into this, you know, at the Direct, what's gonna happen with all that. I think so far the game is good. It is very good. It's a lot of fun to play. I can't wait to play it, especially that knockout mode. That's the way to do it. But listen, there's videos right here. This is the video that I recorded yesterday, telling you all about what I think about the Switch 2 itself. Click on that. If you don't wanna watch that, there's another one right here. Watch that one, but that is gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.